What are your thoughts on the placebo effect? I know you talked about this a little in the book. It's something I've always been super fascinated in.
Yeah. There's just so many research studies that just show you that placebo is one of the most powerful medical interventions known to man, right? It's so hard to beat the placebo for a reason. It's because when you give someone medicine and they think it's going to work, a lot of times it works to a degree. Because, as a man thinketh, you are, right? It's that powerful. And it's because it's the belief, which is what programs every cell in your body. And so if you believe you're healed, you're healed. And it's not a head thing, though. It's a body. It's a very somatic. It's a mind, body, spirit, the Holy Trinity in full alignment that creates that healing. And so, yeah, man, I think that the placebo is really just acknowledging the power we have to heal ourselves.
Yeah. And I guess maybe that's the difference between like belief and knowing. Like I feel like knowing is at the cellular level. Like that's the placebo.
Yeah.
I have this funny example, pretty crazy story, but when I was partying and doing my thing in college, we were all drinking, it was a frat party, and someone put supposedly a Xanax into my drink. And I think it was like a little piece of a gum stick or something that looked like a Xanax. And I drank it. And I had mixed Xanax with alcohol before. I was convinced that I was on Xanax and more fucked up. And my friends thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. Like I literally felt more drunk.
Yeah.
And then that was the moment again with like experiencing something. I'm like, oh, this placebo shit is real.
Yeah.
Like my physiology changed. It's crazy.
100%. There's so many research studies that like prove this stuff.
I wish I had a better example to tell the audience on that, but it's true.
Yeah, but then, I was on Rogan a few months ago and he pressed me pretty hard on like sharing some of these examples of like the placebo and the power of it, because that's what we're getting into here. Like I shared with him, one study, it was like on a knee surgery, and they told these people they cut open their knees and they do the surgery, and the other group of people, the control group, essentially the non-experimental group, they would cut open their knees and not do the surgery, and they got same results.
It's fucking crazy,
right? Because they believe their knees were healed now, so it was healed, right? And this is like a medically established, I believe it was, could get this wrong, I don't really care, maybe ACL surgery, something like that. And it's like, they've proven like this is effective, but maybe the mind is just as powerful in healing these things. Right? And this is what really got me interested, because I was a meathead in college. So this is what got me so interested in it, was studying some of these studies on like imagery, which is basically like intentionally using the placebo. Like actually, like that's what imagery is you're making the placebo like the experimental group essentially. And so there's research studies where they would have people do strength-based tasks. One of them was like a bicep curl, and the group that was doing the physical bicep curl would have their results. And then they took another group that just did the imagery. They just imagined themselves over 6 weeks doing the bicep curl.
Visualization,
Yeah, they would get they got the same results, actually curling and just visualizing curling. And then the third group, there's two other groups. The third group that did nothing at all got no results. And the fourth group that did bicep curl plus the visualization outperformed everyone. No surprise.
And it's crazy because instinctually, when I hear you speaking about that study, I feel the resistance of the limiting belief coming up. Like, that's crazy. Like, is that really possible? And again, that's something you have to transmute. Like, yes, it is possible. Yeah. That is the belief. There are things we don't understand about this reality.
Yeah.
About the mind, about thoughts, about the power of visualization.
Yeah.
Belief.
That's the fear of the unknown. Ultimately, it's like, is there something going on right now that I don't know about? What is that? Even if it could be beneficial to you, it's a little bit scary because it's unknown. And most people are very afraid of the unknown.
Why are we so afraid of the unknown?
Because we have no control over it.
And the ego wants to control. The ego wants certainty.
Yeah. And I guess no illusion of control either, because most things aren't in our control, even though we think they are.
Nothing's in our control.
Yeah. I say that.
Okay, not nothing. There are some things that are in our control, but
this is the framework I give. In the present moment, there's only two things you can control. And really, you could say it all stems down to one, which is your focus in the present moment. We can actually choose to a degree what we're focusing on.
Yes.
Right now,
Which takes work. It's a practice, but
Yes.
yes, for sure.
Yes. And our results in this moment physically are just a byproduct of our previous thoughts. And just understanding that that's the cycle you're constantly living. And so if you want to control something, control your thoughts in your mind, the images you hold in your mind, the thoughts, the words you speak. It's all just a coming attraction of what your life's going to look like a minute from now, an hour from now, a week, a month, a year, 10 years from now.
That's the work. That's the work.
When I heard this for the first time, I was like, God, that sounds like really intimidating.
Yeah.
I have to control all my thoughts. Well, the beautiful thing is when you do the subconscious work that we're talking about here, the thoughts naturally are empowering. And that was like the game changer for me, because it goes from like a lot of people struggle with mindfulness and meditation. And like, if I can sit in meditation, then I can really gain control over my mind. But when I'm not in meditation, I can't. Well, most of your day is not in meditation. So even if you sit in meditation for an hour every day, you might be actively manifesting a life that's going to be working against you. So you have to get to the deeper subconscious root and actually get all that code in alignment with what it is that you desire. So the conscious thoughts that are bubbling up from your subconscious are the ones that are going to create the life you want.
That's beautiful. Do you still meditate?
Yeah, I do. My biggest practice right now is just working in the quantum field. This is what I do a lot of every morning when I wake up, because like I said, like that's the best time to get to your subconscious, or when you're falling asleep at night, unless you're going to go sit in a float pod or like do something where you have a long period of time where you can really drop in deep.
Yeah.
But first thing in the morning, I bring myself into gratitude for all the blessings in my life. Even before I get out of bed, I just run through them. I do my best just to feel them in the strongest emotion I can. And then I pull in everything I'm actively manifesting in my life into the present moment. I feel gratitude for it right now. And that just primes me. And dude, like there will be some days I'll get away from it, and then like my manifestation abilities will slow down, and I'll be like, oh yeah, get back to it.
What changed?
Yeah. Like it's crazy how fast it works.
Do you wake up? I tend to wake up a little anxious, and I think part of it's the cortisol. Part of it's probably me not putting as much work into practices like that in the morning. Do you ever have that when you wake up in the morning?
Not anymore. Well, I think that I'm in a season of life that doesn't require me to be urgent. So the anxiety isn't there, versus like, you know, when I was $80,000 in credit card debt and my business wasn't really making money yet,
A little more urgency.
with a lot of urgency, right? So it's a lot easier now being out of debt and being the season of life I'm in. Of course, like I'm continuing to expand. There's things I'm trying to create that, you know, put pressure on me and cause tension. But I think that that priming goes a long way. And anchoring myself. All right, all the blessings are already here that I used to like dream about. It's already here. Let me sink in it. When you have that much evidence, like it's, you know, it's undeniable, and it puts you into a grateful state. And then being able to pull everything I'm manifesting and feeling it's already done. It's done.
It's already here.
Yeah.